LPBW star Matt Roloff's fiancée Caryn Chandler shows off ring on date night after wedding reports. Dear loves, welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Happily ever after, little people, big world star Caryn Chandler showed off her engagement ring on a date night weeks after reports ignited that she and Matt Roloff were already married. Caryn, 57, and Matt, 63, posed for a photo together at dinner in a snap posted to her Instagram stories on Thursday, April 11. Date night, she captioned the photo, which showed all smiles across the table. But what really caught fans' attention was Caryn's sparkling ring on her left ring finger amid rumors they already wed. Dolores Catania reveals if Real Housewives of New Jersey has started filming at New Jersey Women's Expo. Rumors began swirling in March that Matt and Caryn had secretly tied the knot after fans noticed the couple had taken a break from social media. Did you guys get married yet? One fan asked under a March 4 post. Another user added, Matt Roloff, when will your wedding with Caryn take place? Hugs. Although the little people, Big World alums have yet to break their silence on a possible wedding, they announced their plans to make it down the aisle in April 2023. After 6 wonderful years together, I asked Caryn to marry me, and she said yes, Matt told People in a statement. Our plan is to enjoy our engagement, and we are looking forward to a simple but elegant wedding in 2024. Matt and Caryn opened up about the surprise proposal during season 25 of Little People, Big World, which aired in early 2024. You said to me, I've thought about this a lot for a long time and I want to grow old with you. That's what he said, and then I started to cry, she explained, adding she had no idea about the proposal. Come to find out, he's got, my parents on the hook and my friends on the hook. I went into the room and fished the ring out of my bag and put it in my pocket, Matt chimed in. And then I just thought, you know what, I should just go for it. And I pulled the box out at the exact time that I said, will you marry me? The couple, who have been dating since 2017, went on to share more intimate details about how their engagement went down. We're in our backyard in Arizona, like our favorite spot, Caryn recalled. The sun had set, so the ambience was just really cozy vibes and nice. The mom of one explained she was so shocked when Matt asked for her hand in marriage. And then we took a minute. We just sat for a few minutes and just chatted, and I was very excited and I cried, and he's like, don't you want to go in the light and look at it? And I'm like, no, I just want to sit here for a minute and absorb this moment because it just felt right. It felt natural, the reality star continued. It felt like it was always meant to be. Before his relationship with Caryn, Matt was married to Amy Roloff from 1987 to 2016. The former couple share 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. As for Caryn, she was previously married to Joseph Chandler. While details about their marriage remain largely private, they were together for nearly 20 years before Joseph filed for divorce in 2012. Little people, Big World star Tori Roloff recently shared a pitch for Target and Costco that she claimed would make millions, and she might be onto something. On April 10, Tori and her husband, Zach Roloff, published the latest episode of their Raising Heights podcast. They chatted about several topics, including their 5-year-old daughter, Lila, waking up that morning and wanting to go to Target. Sometimes, you just need to get yourself a coffee and walk around Target, Tori declared, noting that Lila wanted to buy new toothpaste there. Albertsons is 2 minutes away. You do not need to drive all the way down to Target, Zach pointed out. You pass multiple stores getting to Target that have toothpaste. The fact that Lila thinks that's where you need to go to get toothpaste. It's not about the toothpaste, though. It's about the vibe, Tori insisted, to which Zach observed, Target has a wrangle on you women. Costco and Target, if they had a wine bar, they would make millions. Millions, she said. Like, my girlfriends just go grab a glass of wine and walk around Target and Costco. It's already dangerous without wine. Little People, Big World alum Zach Roloff is slamming Disney's new, live-action Snow White movie. It has been controversial for various reasons, but what is Zach's exact problem with it? For further details and what he had to say. When the live-action version of Disney's Snow White was set to come out, there were some issues. It was an outdated movie regarding the seven dwarfs. Therefore, the big question was how the filmmakers could rectify the situation. They did not, and many criticized the dwarves' appearance. The film came out on March 21, 2025, and did not do well at the box office. Now, former Little People, Big World star Zach Roloff is having his say about the movie. His feelings on his Raising Heights podcast, which he co-hosts with his wife, Tori Roloff. Zach had previously bashed the film for not using real little people and opting for CGI dwarves. As someone who has achondroplasia dwarfism, he takes things personally and with good reason. The reason he did not like the idea of CGI is because it's a live-action film. Therefore, they defeated the purpose, Zach stated on his podcast. He went on to express that this film could have incorporated a lot of representation for the Little People community. However, Disney dropped the ball and instead made a huge mess of something that could have been really special. I think representation in big-time movies is very important, and this was an opportunity to have representation. Just because the storyline isn't perfect or it's not 100% correct woke, whatever you want to talk about, progressive representation is still super important. Last year, the Little People, Big World alum shared his disdain for the film. He had seen what Disney did to the dwarves and took extreme exception to it. Actor Peter Dinklage even expressed how disturbed he was by the film and casting. He cited how progressive it was to cast Rachel Zegler in the role of Snow White, as she is a Latina actress. However, the dwarves are still living together in a small cave, never moving forward. After hearing what the Little People, Big World couple had to say about the film, fans could not help but send support. They love Zach Roloff and how well he speaks that they had to chime in with nothing but positivity. You two are awesome. Zach, you have really matured into a fine man. We are very proud of you and so glad Tori is a part of it. I always and still do love Zach and his outlook on life. I thought he was so handsome, so kind, and has a beautiful heart. I also think you two are amazing people. Zach is so awesome. We are so proud of you, Zach. Over on the Snow White social media, followers noted how the film tanked and was a flop. There was nothing good to say regarding it except for the viewers who had yet to see it in theaters. Matt Roloff is opening up like never before about his family's time on the TLC series, Little People, Big World. The 62-year-old father of four took to Facebook after last week's finale episode to candidly discuss the future of his family's show for the first time. Matt wrote that he is no longer under a contract NDA, non-disclosure agreement, saying that now he can speak much more freely than he's been able to over the past 20 years. He shared that many people have asked whether last week's episode was a season or series finale for the hit reality show. It's true that several family members have announced publicly that they are no longer interested in filming LPBW, Matt wrote, seemingly referencing his estranged son, Zach Roloff, and his wife, Tori. He added that he and ex-wife Amy Roloff have known about this for quite some time. The reality star shared that the family completed our contract obligations and wrapped filming last September 2023. Zach and Tori Roloff with their 3 kids on Little People, Big World. TLC. Matt thinks that TLC opted not to call the episode a series finale in the hopes that there would be future specials in the works with the Roloffs. He shared that the family initially told TLC in 2010 that they were done filming the show, and the network made some alterations to convince them to return by way of specials. This is why I think there is some hesitation to announce from TLC that the show is over, Matt explained. Even though the family as a whole is enjoying being away from it all after 19-20 years, Caryn and many other family members have publicly stated they are done with filming. Matt and his fiancée, Caryn Chandler, both appeared in recent seasons of the show amid growing family tension. Noting that he can't predict the future, Matt was complimentary of the way the show wrapped up its most recent finale. "I do think that TLC did a nice job on the last Tuesday season finale episode, hedging their bets and putting a nice button on the show and where the family members that still participate stands," he wrote. "So if LPBW never does come back in whatever various other forms, I think consensus is they wrapped up the Roloff LPBW Crazy Train saga pretty good. That's why many of you felt it was a series finale." Matt also spoke about the controversy surrounding the sale of his farm that led to estrangement within the family. He noted the tension between his twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, who both wanted the big house located on the farm. Matt Roloff, Peter Kramer /NBCU Photobank /NBC Universal via Getty Images fairness to all four of my kids and all grandkids played and waited the heaviest, he said. Jet and Zach each figured out in their own timing that the idea of breaking away from me and the farm as you all know it over past many years and Big World premiered in 2006 starring a then-married Matt and Amy and their 4 kids Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob Roloff. Over time all of their kids except Zach exited the show. In 2022, Matt told ET that the status of the family dynamic was on the right path. "It's not easy, but it's going in the right direction," Matt shared. At the time, he also addressed when it would be time to turn the cameras off, saying, "We take that kind of day by day, week by week, month by month. So we're just gonna take that one step at a time. Every year we kind of reevaluate where we're at and if we have more positive things to share. We just kind of take it as it goes." Zach Roloff's time on Little People, Big World has come to an end after an issue with his father, Matt Roloff, which marred previous seasons of the show. Zach was 13 years old when he made his reality TV debut alongside his family in 2006 when Little People Big World Season 1 premiered. Over 18 years later, fans have watched Zach grow from a teenager to a man with a wife, Tori, and 3 children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah Roloff. Still, as the family's first child alongside his twin, Jeremy Roloff, Zach had a lot of expectations on his shoulders. Despite the family's early success on the show, things slightly changed on Little People Big World. Amy Roloff married Chris Merrick after her marriage to Matt crashed. Meanwhile, Jeremy and his wife Audrey Roloff left the show to concentrate on other projects. Amid these changes and exits, Zach remained committed to his father and his duties on the family farm, which he believed he would someday run. However, Zach received a rude awakening when Matt sold off parts of the farm, and now Zach and Tori have announced their exit from Little People Big World. Growing up on the Roloff farms, Zach's dream was to run the grounds someday. The farm had been the family's home and source of livelihood ever since Matt acquired it in 1990, and as the firstborn, Zach had always believed he was raised to one day take over or assist in the farming operations. Also, when it became clear Matt and Amy's marriage was heading toward a divorce, Amy sold her share of the Roloff farms to Matt with the assumption that he would one day pass the farm to one or more of their children. Matt's decisions made Zach realize that, despite his servitude, his father had no intentions of giving the farm to him. However, Matt surprised everyone when he put 16 acres of the farm, including their original family home, on the market without consulting any of his children. Although most of the kids were displeased with Matt's move, Zach saw this as the ultimate betrayal from his father, which started the father-son feud between Matt and Zach. Matt added insult to injury when he offered the piece of land to Zach for $4 million, a price he knew his son couldn't afford. Matt's decisions made Zach realize that, despite his servitude, his father had no intentions of giving the farm to him. After realizing that Matt had no intention of ever handing over the farm, Zach's relationship with his father worsened. Their feud spilled over to social media in 2020 when Zach called out his father for manipulating the narrative after Matt weirdly blamed his sons for being the reason he sold part of the farm. After Matt's antics, Zach understood that his family's future lay elsewhere, and he subsequently relocated his wife Tori and their children Jackson, Lila, and Josiah to a spacious property in Battleground, Washington, where the family could do their own projects. Zach's decision to leave the Roloff farms hurt whatever was left of his relationship with Matt. His father became an insignificant part of the family's lives, and many of their father and son interactions relied on Matt's desire to remain in contact with his grandchildren. In addition to the tension between them, the family's move to Washington also meant Zach and his family gradually became less involved in the show. Zach's eventual announcement that he and his family would be leaving Little People, Big World might have been shocking, but it was also expected, as his relationship with Matt never got better. Since Matt and Zach's fallout, it seemed like they would never reconcile. Matt tried to appease Zach when he bought his son a lawnmower, noting, "Maybe the mower can help begin that process of saying, hey, let's move on." Although Zach appreciated the gift, he didn't mince words, explaining the gesture didn't do much to change their tense relationship. With their estranged relationship running close to 4 years, Zach sat down during the Little People, Big World Season 25 finale to address the future for him and Matt via Entertainment Tonight. Zach has moved on from trying to make amends with Matt, noting that the ship had sailed on reconciliation plans, and they don't have much of a relationship anymore. Instead of trying to mend fences, Zach is focused on doing his own thing and caring for H.